Hello and welcome to the Star Citizen News. I am BoredGamer and we are going to take a look at what's happening this week in Star Citizen and summarise what happened over the last few days. This time we'll also take a look at a dev response on why Star Citizen aliens don't look, well, that alien. Star Citizen Alpha 3.20, the next major patch, is in EVOCATI, that super early testing phase. We know that they are testing things like master modes with a clear breakdown between nav quantum travel mode and SCM sort of combat mode. Cloud Imperium are apparently pushing to have a Wave 1 PTU, which will be out to more people, and we can actually talk about it a lot more. Can't talk about the current build or anything because it is an EVOCATI build. I'm an EVOCATI member and I'm NDA'd, non-disclosure agreemented for it. We will apparently have that Wave 1 PTU in the near future, whatever that means. I'm hoping that this addresses desync and persistent entity streaming issues. That is something that is still a big problem with Star Citizen, and with some refinement, the game could be in a hugely better state. I am really enjoying 3.19.1, the latest current build, but there's a huge amount that could be done to improve that, and when they run dynamic events, everything seems to break. I say everything, it's not the best experience when they have these dynamic events, and I would like to be able to enjoy Xeno Threat and the Siege of Orison and stuff like that, and really get into the game. Also, the Foundation Festival is coming to an end on the 31st of July. Players can still claim free rewards, and when they use the guide system, there are also discounted Foundation Festival starter packs and a little bit of a mini ship sale on currently, so get involved with that if you would like to. We are still waiting on a post-mortem review of Star Citizen Alpha 3.18 and 3.19 coming from Cloud Imperium. Really looking forward to that because they will hopefully identify a load of the problems with those builds, explain why everything broke in the first half of the year, and tell us about the things that did go right and how they can stop the bad things from happening again. So what's happening this week in Star Citizen? Later Tuesday, the narrative team brings us the monthly Galactopedia update, so they choose a couple of star systems and some planets and companies and basically give us a bit of a lore update on them. It's often pretty cool, and one day we're going to have the Galactopedia in-game as well, so it'll be like part of the Moby Glass, whatever, and sort of get filled out as you move around the verse, but obviously have a lot of common information in there as well. Really, really useful. Wednesday, we're going to see a roadmap update. This might have some additional Alpha 3.20 features confirmed, and some other additions to the tracker showing bits beyond that. Thursday, Inside Star Citizen returns. We're catching up with the gameplay feature team to take a look at an early prototype of the next iteration of Salvage Munching, which sounds pretty awesome. We know that the Vulture and Reclaimer at a larger scale admittedly, will both be able to make use of the mechanic, basically blowing chunks off ships and then crunching them up into cubes. This had previously been known as more salvaging as well, MAW. Friday, we don't have a Star Citizen Live this week, but we do have a summary of last week's. So Star Citizen Live last week was called Making Ship Up 3. There wasn't much in the way of tangible relevant dev info or news here, but it had senior concept artist Alberto Petrono, and he began as a vehicle artist and then moved on to concept art, looking like he's specializing in ships and vehicles. We did find out that there's at least two, so 2+ unannounced ships that they're currently working on. In the show, they kit bashed several Origin hover tank, very early rough concepts. So they had pre-baked some assets and had some other vehicles available to sort of grab these assets from and to sort of put them all together very quickly. In reality, it's going to take much longer than an hour to make some of these kit bashing attempts, and they would make a few attempts and then basically show them off to Chris, and then they'd move forward with one of those ideas that he went, yeah, that's a great one, or they'd make another set of attempts. So they made various concepts for a hover tank throughout the show. One actually looked pretty good, but kind of two did. One was quite tanky, not very origin-y. There's one that looks a bit slightly origin-y, a bit tanky, a bit boaty. They sort of all mixed together. There was a weird vertical one they made. There was one that was very speedboat looking. They made one like a battleship and just put tons of guns on it for a bit of a laugh. I actually quite like the idea of an Origin or Drake hover tank. Oh, give me a Drake hover tank. I think that would be awesome. From the CIG newsletter, exciting news from CitizenCon is what it was called. So CitizenCon is on the horizon. Cloud Imperium announced a 2v2 dogfighting tournament. Applications for that are now closed, but we will be able to watch all the action at CitizenCon 2023. CitizenCon tickets are still available. It's a 2-day event, the 21st and 22nd of October in LA. We will be able to watch that entire thing live, so bear that in mind, and it will be free to watch live, but going to the physical event will be cool. I've been to CitizenCon in 2019. It was really big fun, and this particular CitizenCon is a 2-day event, which is the first time they've done that, and it looks to be much bigger and a bit different than previous ones. Also, community booth applications for people that want to go there with their org or whatever and show off their org at CitizenCon, they're coming to a close at the end of the month, so bear that in mind. The sneak peek in the newsletter was the Tumbrel Storm again, so they've shown this off a few times now. It looks like the tank, this little tiny light assault tank, might turn up in Alpha 3.20. Cloud Imperium are clearly pushing ahead with its work pretty fast, and it looks like that's what they're trying to push for. We also know that things like Theatres of War being worked on in July. We know that they're trying to push for a Fury LX, so a variant of the Furies that we've got in-game, for like a deluxe or touring or racing version of the ship, and that stuff could turn up pretty soon. I saw a Spectrum thread. Why are Star Citizen's aliens so un-alien? The original poster here says, I've been looking at the available images for alien species in the Star Citizen universe, and it immediately struck me that they're all humans in rubber suits. They all have 2 legs and have the same joints as humans, slightly different stances and bone lengths maybe. They all have 2 arms with the same joints. They all have heads with primate-like faces, a high forehead, a pair of eyes above the nose and mouth. Why is this? Why do all these species need to be humanoid? Is it so that they can be performed by humans in motion capture suits to make them more relatable to the players, or is it just a lack of imagination? As someone who has made a hobby of designing realistic, biological, plausible, but truly alien aliens for tabletop RPGs and books that I've written, it is rather jarring to see such un-alien aliens. So Dave Haddock actually responded to this. I believe Dave's current title is Narrative Director for Squadron 42 and Star Citizen, so he is pretty well poised to be able to answer this. He says, it was a conscious choice for a couple of reasons. It was so he could potentially capture actors playing the roles, but also one of the original goals was to ultimately allow players to potentially play as aliens, so it would save us from having to create completely unique animation sets and allow for our ships to accommodate them with minimal modifications, as well as letting humans fly their ships. It would be considerably more difficult if such aliens each had really exotic physiology. I think that's just quite a simple answer for the question. They want alien-ish aliens, but it's all bipedal. It's all so that we can relate to them, they can be played by actors, and we can actually fly around in their ships. Also, it's probably very hard to make Cthulhian octopus pilots where they've got 8 tentacles, so they can have switches everywhere, and also they need to live in water. Hopefully we will see some very alien-looking animals, and talking about Cthulhian things, we do know there's like a terrifying set of Lovecraftian crabs around the Pyro system, or at least I believe on Pyro 2, so we've got that to look forward to. Boom! That's it for your Star Citizen news today. Are you okay with the sort of intelligent alien life forms that we've got in Star Citizen? They're all going to be bipedal, they're all very human-like. Do you think the Tumbrel Storm will appear in Star Citizen Alpha 3.20? Do you think they're using it a little bit too much for the sneak peeks of the week? Are you going to be attending CitizenCon, watching CitizenCon, or just watching a summary of CitizenCon later? Are you excited for that? When do you think we're going to see Star Citizen Alpha 3.20, that next major patch, go into first wave PTU? Do you think we're actually quite far away from that? Or do you think, well, actually, maybe it might be only a couple of weeks away? Did you get involved with the Foundation Festival at all? Or did you not? And are you hoping that Cloud Imperium acknowledge the faults of Star Citizen Alpha 3.18 and 3.19 in their post-mortem that hopefully we should have shortly? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. The Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is on sale with 15% off until the 28th of July. They are natively supported in Star Citizen, giving you precision head and eye tracking that can help with immersion, as well as adding another level of control to your toolset. It's a cool piece of tech that you can use for streaming and seeing where your eyes are going, and loads of other games are supported too. Check out my links below to get one of those at discount. There are so many space games. Star Citizen is obviously king. Fight me. But how do you keep yourself secure and private while in space, away from the prying eyes of Big Pirate and Big Space? NordVPN.com/BoredGamer. That gives you potentially the best protection in cyberspace. Oh, see what I did there? Stay safer online with a secure private internet connection that also helps you get access to the content you want. Let me give you some testimonials that I'll just make up now. I just turned off NordVPN and got ganked by a load of pirates. I turned off NordVPN and my legs fell off. There you have it. Get NordVPN, because if you're not going to believe those testimonials that I just made up, what are you going to believe? You can grab it from the links below. It's good and it's super cheap and I use it. There you go. Boom. Something else that's good is our ship giveaway. Salvage is the newest big gameplay loop at the moment in game, and we want to help you get involved with that, so we're giving away a Drake Vulture light salvage ship with lifetime insurance. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during July. More details in the description below. Thank you so much to everyone that goes the extra mile in supporting the channel with the join button under our videos, or becoming a Patreon, or donating, or even just subscribing and liking and commenting on our videos and sharing them. You'll get an occasional exclusive video. There's polls and posts to get involved with. Please consider joining them, because it really, really helps us out. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any feedback, please chuck it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you.